Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leon Master. Welcome back to another video. We are on to the big video I told you guys that I was going to bring. It is ranking every signing in the offseason worst to best. And this one did take a while. I am going to be ranking 72 players. That's why there is going to be two parts, because if I was going to talk about all 72 players, that would almost be like a 50-minute, almost near an hour video. So I'm not gonna do that. So we'll be separated into two parts. And the first part I'll be going over 36, and the second part will also be going over 36 pickups as well. And before we go on, I want to say all these signings have their purpose. They are all good signings, and I'm just going to be ranking them. And it was actually pretty difficult. Some of you guys actually helped me out on stream, ranking from bottom to top, helped me out a little bit, getting a little bit of a idea what I wanted to do. I did end up going through it again and actually changing some things around. So what you saw on stream is not fully what is there. Some of it was changed, some of it was not. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on to the first one. Number 72 is going to be the obvious one you guys are probably already thinking of. It is Chipsa on the Philadelphia Fusion. Nothing much really to say here. He's just wasting a roster spot on the roster, waiting until Doom becomes meta, which could maybe happen in hero pools, maybe. But all around, Chipsa, basically the Doom specialist on this team. He'll find his point maybe at some point with the hero pools. That's really it. He's just kind of sitting there wasting a roster spot when he could sign a backup main tank instead. Now into 71, it is Dreamer with the LA Valiant. We've already heard things that he's not working well with the team. They even signed Gig because of that, and apparently they're doing way better than Scrims now because of this. So Dreamer being an LA Valiant, still not a fan of it. He was obviously not one of the better pickups as well in the offseason. He didn't even do good. He's not going to have any impact as well. So all around, Dreamer on this team, not that big of a signing. And before we even continue one more of this list, I want you guys to keep in mind this is ranked off of how they will impact their team, and also just compared to other signings as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix. Now in number 70, probably another obvious one, it is Rain on LA Valiant. Now yes, he has a little bit of impact because he is going to be starting on the team, but this guy does not talk. His mechanics are alright. All around, he's just a below average main support. They could have found better, but all around, who knows, maybe it's working out with LA Valiant. Like I said, we've been hearing good things. LA Valiant's going to be a dark horse coming in, but that's Scrim Bucks. That Scrims don't really matter that much. So all around, I still think Rain is not a good signing from the LA Valiant. Now the number 69, it is Smex with the Paris Eternal. Now he's literally only coming in for 2 games because Hanbin is not going to be, aged. He's not going to be 18. So Smex coming in, still a weak one. Now, yes, I get it. They found a off tank that they could just pick up and then play for 2 games. I get that. I understand the Smex pickup, but all around, he'll have no impact, throughout the season after that. Literally nothing. Even compared to a signing, he's not that good of a player. I don't even think he's Overwatch League level yet. Now, he could prove me wrong the first couple of games, but either way, Smex, they could have found, maybe another backup, maybe put someone on the 2-way with their Paris Eternal Academy team, maybe put Smex on the 2-way, and I probably wouldn't mind it as much, and he probably wouldn't even be on this list. So either way, still not a good signing. Now in the number 68, it is going to be Munchkin at the Boston Uprising. This guy will probably have no playtime because I think, Color Hex is still good, and Color Hex plays almost everything Munchkin plays, so why would you sign Munchkin? Then Jerry almost looks like he's going to start as well, even though we've been hearing things that he's not good. He's alright, he's in the middle, below average. So Munchkin going to have no playtime on his team, no impact. He could find his chance at some point. Tracer somewhat becomes meta, and then you put Munchkin in maybe. We would just need to see who has a better Tracer at the end of the day when it comes to Munchkin or Color Hex. Now in the number 67, it is Apply with the LA Valiant. He'll also not play at all, no impact in compared to other signings as well. They have KSF and KSP, who is all around a insane DPS duo actually for the LA Valiant. So Apply is just sitting there, being a backup. That is majority of these low, signings that I'm putting down. They're just a backup. So it's just really that. He's a backup, that's it. Now at the number 66, this could confuse some people. It is Blase on the Houston Outlaws. I think all around, I kind of get it. Kind of, he is a sub. He's a sub for Hydration, which honestly, they're almost the same person at this point. When it comes to their hero pool, playstyle, I think Hydration's better. Blase is just a little bit weaker, maybe even weaker just in general. Blase just sitting there, probably won't get played at all as well because they both literally play the same thing. Hydration and Blase play the same. Now, unless Hydration's fully transitioning into tank, then yes, Blase's going to stay, and he'll probably be ranked a little bit higher if he was going to start, but I just don't think a good signing from the Houston Outlaws. Now the number 65, which also could be a shocker to you guys, it is going to be Shui with the London Spitfire, and all around, I think this player was kind of in the middle. I think I have some hope for him, to prove people wrong, and like myself. We've only seen him play Brig a lot recently. We haven't seen him play other things. His fair has been alright, which I could see them trying to play around with London Spitfire. So all around, still a weak signing. Now the number 64, it is going to be Paintbrush, who I think is actually a good player. Now yes, it's going to be like everything down below, going to be a sub, but all around I think it is actually a pretty good sub than what we think it's going to be. He could end up being traded to a team. I have hopes that he will be traded to a team like the LA Valiant if Rain doesn't work out, because I think Paintbrush is probably on the cheaper side that could help LA Valiant, and he could probably even want, cheaper just to play on a different team and start. So I think if anything, still when it comes to LA Gladiators for Paintbrush, I think he still is a good player. I think he will probably find a point to actually play over Big Goose if Big Goose is ever sick, and he'll actually impress a lot of people. That's really it. Now with the number 63, it is going to be another shocker probably. It is Ryu Jae-hong with the Vancouver Titans. Now you guys are probably already thinking, why is Ryu Jae-hong already this low? He's actually a good player. Now yes, he is a good player, and the thing is, no playtime. He could have went to a different team and got playtime. He's going to be a sub under Twilight. We're not going to see him at all. He's an alright sub when it comes to Twilight, but all around we won't see him play that much this season, which sucks to think about that actually. But he's another low ranking signing. It's not that he's a bad player, it's just a low ranking. Now at the number 62, it is going to be Beast at the Toronto Defiance. Now obviously he has a little bit of things going for him because he is going to be starting. Now who knows what's going to happen? Maybe they'll sign a backup main tank. I think there has been things going around that they may end up signing a new one. Don't quote me on that one. But Beast all around, the signings above him I think are actually better than him still when it comes to the teams they're on. So Beast, we haven't seen him play in a year. It's very worrying, which you don't want. A lot of risk also, which you don't want. Just a lot of things you just don't want with Beast right now, which he could end up proving us wrong, but we don't know that. Now it's number 61, it is going to be Fire with the Atlanta Reign. Another great player, but ranked low because he's going to be on a team he won't be playing on at all. I think he is a fantastic player for, a backup as Masa, which is perfect for them. I do think it hurts Fire a little bit because he won't be starting on a different team to show how good he is, because Fire is all around a great player. I think there could end up being a small chance of him starting, but I don't see that happening because of Masa and Dogman's, synergy they've had with Season 2. Don't see it happening. Then on the number 60, it is also Sharp from the Atlanta Reign. Another great player, ranked low because of what situation he's in. He is also another sub under Edison, just like Baby Bay as well. I think, obviously, like Fire as well, a great sub for Edison if he ever goes away. I do think Sharp is not that much of a talker from what I've seen. Maybe I could be wrong. But Sharp all around, good sub, that's really it for him. Now in the number 59, it is going to be Kodak with the Atlanta Reign as well. I think this is actually one of the better pickups from Atlanta Reign when it comes to their subs, because Dogman has been inconsistent here and there. Not a lot, like maybe 1 or 2 games, but all around I think Kodak, brings some competition to that spot once again like he was in Season 2, and see who gets the better pickup. Like Kodak has gotten better when he came to Atlanta Academy. I do think Dogman will start though, because he has proved himself in Season 2 and learned a lot, and I think he'll also learn a lot in Season 3 with Mossel side to side. So all around, I think Atlanta Reign's fine. I don't think they're hurting from these signings. I just think, Fire, Sharp, Kodak could end up going on different teams and starting. Now in the number 57, it is going to be Ivy with the Philadelphia Fusion. Another unfortunate signing, from the Philadelphia Fusion. I don't think it's bad. I think it is actually pretty decent for a sub for EQO, because if EQO is ever bad again like he was in Season 2, you bring Ivy in, which is actually, I think, decently good for the Fusion to do, just like with Hisu, because they're bringing Hisu in for Carpe if he doesn't do good. So I think that's the main reason why he's ranked a little bit higher compared to people below him. That's really it, just in case if EQO does not perform well. Now the number 56, it is going to be Highly with the London Spitfire. I do think this one was pretty interesting of a pickup from the London Spitfire. They could have picked up maybe Neko on the team, but all around, Highly on his team. He wasn't Seoul Dynasty. He had decent performances, the pretty bottom tier performances we've seen from him. I do think, as a starting, I think this could actually bring a lot to Lens Spitfire. I think it is actually another bright spot on the team, kind of. I'm talking about the support duo, just like their tanks, but that's really it. So, they got some bright spots on this team. Highly's somewhat one of them, not majorly, like pretty low on there. But that's really it for Highly. Then on the number 55, it is going to be Fuse, also on the London Spitfire. Another very low ranking signing. He's going to be starting. He has been pretty inconsistent, so it is kind of scary to see what happens with the London Spitfire support duo. But I definitely think this one has potential. Now the number 54, it is going to be Fisher with the Vancouver Titans. A player you also, it's just like Beast, a lot of risk. I mean, a lot of risk is coming into Fisher. He isn't reliable. If you don't do the things he wants to do, he gets mad. If you don't play around him, he gets mad. If you don't do the things he wants in general, he just gets mad. You can't have him reliable because he could not like the game in 2 months from now on. Then he gets kicked from the team. Then he starts drama that goes into the middle of the team. That's mainly why he's ranked low. Now, the good thing, if he actually does win the Titans, yes, he could shoot up this ranking by like at least 30 plus. Now, the thing is with Fisher that he's just very scary. There's a lot of risk. We've already been hearing there is drama on the team. This man has been kicked from 2 teams, at least from what we know of, London Spitfire and LA Gladiators. We don't know his soul situation, but it's a scary pickup. Now at the 53, it is going to be agilities. One of the weaker signings from the Toronto Defiant as well. A lot of risk as well when it comes to the signing. He has been pretty inconsistent recently. Now that could change with hero pools coming up and also the new meta, maybe. But agility is still a risky signing from the Toronto Defiant. I do understand why they picked him up, just to kind of help with Surefour and agilities, and they're going to play in Toronto. I do like this signing. Then I'll take the next one. It is number 52. It's going to be Kelix. And I definitely think this one is going to be ranked on a little bit of the lower, because what we've seen from him recently on the Boston Uprising, now I've always been saying he is good. He was doing pretty good. For him to be on, obviously, Boston Uprising, now that could change with Toronto Defiant. We could be seeing a whole different Kelix at this point. But Kelix all around was still the bright spot in Boston. Him coming into Toronto is a little bit worrying still. I do think he is going to be somewhat good. Now the number 51 is going to be Brucen on the Boston Uprising. Another bright spot on Team Netherlands, and he's going to bring that to Boston Uprising. I honestly don't think it is enough for Boston Uprising for Brucen. I definitely think, they have Mouffin, which I would love to see fully promoted. I do think that could happen late during the season with Mouffin being fully promoted if Brucen does not perform well. But we'll see what 2 does better. Maybe Mouffin will be playing here and there, but we don't know. But Brucen all around, I think he is actually a decent off-tank. We haven't seen enough of everything just yet. We've seen a lot of his Sigma pop off recently, and Sigma is no longer meta. It's more of a diva meta now, which fits Mouffin by a lot. Does it fit Brucen? We haven't really seen it that much recently. Just another worrying thing when it comes to the Boston Uprising. Now the number 50, which a lot of you guys could end up being shocked by this one, but I have my reasonings why. It is LH Cloudy on LA Gladiators. Now a lot of you guys are probably already thinking, why do you have a sub over all these people so far? The reason I say that is because LH Cloudy all around, a good sub for OG. You've also the coaching staff on LA Gladiators. If OG ever performs like he did on Dallas Fuel, very inconsistent, getting tilted every now and then, not communicating, you put LH Cloudy in. I think that fixes a little bit of your problems, especially in comms area. Now, obviously, the play goes down by a lot when LH Cloudy comes in, but with the coaching staff of LA Gladiators, it could help LH Cloudy a little bit more, and it could be better than what we've seen him with Paris Eternal recently. So I definitely think that's why he's ranked a little bit higher. Now, the number 49, a most recent signing as well from the Shanghai Dragons, Fearless. A tank that we haven't really seen played recently a lot. I mean, if you guys seen him play in Chinese Contenders recently, I'd love for you guys to tell me how he's been recently. I haven't seen him at all. But all around, I definitely think this also is another weaker signing. And the reason why I think it is because he was more signed near the end of the offseason, and he's been working with Stan 1 a lot recently. And I still think Stan 1 would be being played over Fearless just because of they want to build new synergy together, which I understand that. But all around Fearless, very aggressive, actually pretty fearless when it comes to him playing Winston. But all around, I think it is pretty weak, especially from recently. But that's really all I got to say about Fearless. Now at the number 48, it is going to be Birdring on the LA Gladiators. Another worrying sign in this offseason because of Birdring. Obviously we already know he could be a great player, the top player of, almost everything. Or it could be one of the worst players of all time. So Birdring is just another risky signing. I do think LA Gladiators took a lot of risk for their DPS this year. But Birdring, I mean, if he pops off, he's going to do good. If he doesn't do good, he's going to be very bad. That's really it for Birdring. A lot of risk. Now at the number 47, it is also going to be Mirror from the LA Gladiators. Another risk as well. Now Mirror, the times I've seen him, he has been pretty good. Now that was also a little bit of, goat's meta with his brig. His brig was all around pretty good. I've seen him play a little bit of other heroes as well, but it's still kind of worrying for Mirror because I definitely think when it comes to other DPS in the league, as it stands right now, I definitely think other DPS are just better than what LA Gladiator has right now. And maybe Mirror can prove me wrong, almost everyone wrong at this point, because everyone is looking at the DPS when it comes to LA Gladiators, but who knows how it's going to work out for them. Now at the number 46, it is going to be Bianca with the NYXL. Now, this player is a sub as well, but I definitely think this one is a smart sub from the NYXL. Just in case, obviously, if Hoppa does not work out well with the team, which could actually happen, maybe. That's just a risk of me saying that, but I just think in case a Papa does not work out, you bring Bianca in, which is actually all around a good signing, and Bianca could end up bringing more to the team than we think that could with the NYXL. Now it's up number 45. It is going to be Gig with the LA Valiant, and this is where it starts to be actually having a lot of good signings, and it's very hard to rank that, so I want you guys to keep that in mind. So Gig at number 45, I think this pickup is actually pretty underrated from the LA Valiant. A lot of things is coming in of Gig. Obviously, his XL2 performances have been actually pretty good, and a lot of people aren't really aware of him, so I highly recommend you go back watching the VODs of Gig. And him coming in the LA Valiant has already been doing pretty good, a lot better than what Dreamer has been, and that's probably one of the main spots why LA Valiant's doing pretty good, next to KSP as well. So Gig and McGravy also going to be a pretty good tank duo, and I'm just excited to see how Gig performs. I definitely think he is all around a good tank. He is going to be starting. Is there better options? Absolutely, but obviously, as we know, LA Valiant wanted to go a little bit cheap, and I guess Gig was the only pickup they could have done, and which I'm actually a fan of. Now to number 44, it is going to be Who Are You on the NYXL. Another pickup I definitely think, like I say in all my videos, they have a reason to use Who Are You, because why would they pick up someone like Who Are You and just put him on the bench? They have a plan of him, And if he is going to be a sub, he's all around fantastic sub for Libero, because obviously like I say in every video, you almost hear every content creator say, almost everyone in the Overwatch League say, people are going to get sick, and him being a sub for Libero is honestly very good. Hiryu is like one of those players that has to be a sub or it could be a starter, and he's fine with either one of those. He's been one of those kind of players on almost all the teams he's been on, so I definitely think it just fits Hiryu when it comes to NYXL. Now at the number 43, it is going to be the most recent signing, and I think maybe the last signing in the offseason. It is going to be Crimzo on the Dallas Fuel. I definitely think this is also a very underrated pickup from the Dallas Fuel. Could honestly change a little bit more than what we think is going to happen to the Fuel, because it is something that I have been asking for Dallas to do, an upgrade over Flex Support, which it isn't a huge upgrade. It's a tiny bit of upgrade, like 10%, but that's really it. I think Crimzo is going to bring a lot to Dallas. He could end up starting. I'd love to see him start over Unco a little bit, and with a new meta upon us, maybe Crimzo could be better. Now the number 42 is going to be Nevix with Toronto Defiant. Almost the same thing of Beast as well. A lot of worrying with this player. He has been good. We know his pass is pretty good. That's why he's ranked a pretty high up there on the top, area. Just another thing with Nevix, he could end up being overhyped, overrated, and a lot of worrying as well. We haven't seen this guy play mainly all the time back in Season 1 when he was on the Shock. He did end up playing like 5 or 6-ish games when he was on the Season 2 roster of SF Shock, but that was really it. We haven't seen him play mainly a lot. We don't know if he can still, handle, play scrims all the time. Maybe he can. We haven't heard anything about him just yet, so maybe I'm just throwing things out there just to throw things out there. But either way, Nevix, I do think he is a good player from, recently the things we've seen from him, but there is a lot of worry of him because we haven't seen him play recently. Now the number 41, another shocker probably from a lot of people, JMac with the London Spitfire. I definitely think JMac will prove a lot of people wrong than what people think. JMac's actually pretty good when it comes to his main tank play, especially on the Winston and the Rhine. So JMac coming in, I definitely think a lot of people are actually underestimating JMac when it comes to this upcoming London Spitfire roster, so we'll just need to see how things work out with him. Now the number 40, another sub, but actually pretty good sub, it is going to be Hisu with the Philadelphia Fusion. Like I said with Ivy, another good pickup from the Fusion because of the main reason if Carpe does not perform at a high level again like he did in Season 2. Now if Hero Pool's coming in, maybe you can fit Hisu and Carpe a little bit and do a little bit of rotation, which I could like. Now Hisu, the main reason is for Carpe. That's my whole thing when it comes to Hisu's pickup, and I like it because if that does happen, Hisu comes in and they look way better than they did when Carpe was probably being inconsistent. Now the number 39, a lot of people may hate this one, but I have my reasonings. It's Gesture with the Soul Dynasty. The reason I say this is because I do think he will be a sub. I definitely think he is a pretty good sub for all around. I do think Marvel is just a better tank, especially from what we've seen recently. I just think that's an obvious one. But the thing is, if Orisa ever does become meta, then yes, you probably want Gesture to come in. The reason I say that is because Gesture and Prophet's synergy when it comes to those two heroes like Hanzo and Orisa, you probably want those two to play. Now, there could be a chance of Gesture actually starting for Prophet for that synergy. I could see that happening, but we don't know anything fully yet. Now to number 38, it is going to be Roar with the Washington Justice. Now I definitely think a lot of people are underestimating Roar once again. When it comes to this, I think a lot of people think he's a below average tank. I just don't see why people would say that because Roar has actually done a pretty decent job when it came to him on LA Gliders. Now yes, could he perform a little bit better? Absolutely. Now if Washington Justice this next season, what could happen? We've heard bad things of Justice recently because, the scrims haven't been doing well. Like I said, those things don't really matter that much when it comes to the scrims. But Roar coming in, I think he actually brings a lot to this team. Now, could there be an off-tank upgrade beside him? Yes, maybe QOQ is still an option, but Roar still a good main tank. Now at the number 37, it is going to be Stanwon on the Shanghai Dragons, another great main tank on this team. Also, another thing, a lot of people are also underrating Stanwon as well, people thinking he's bad, below average tank. A lot of people just have not seen him play, and if you guys haven't seen him play, majority of the guys, people who have seen him play have said he's actually a good tank, and is going to do a lot for the Shanghai Dragons. I definitely think that will be a main reason why. And also with the coaching staff that Shanghai Dragons has, I just think it will just make Stanwon better, and also with the players around him, just improve Stanwon by a lot. Now to the last one, it is number 36, Bedosen on the Soul Dynasty. Now, I definitely think Bedosen is good. Keep in mind, I'm ranking 72 players. I'm saying Bedosen's good. He has his own reasons why he's in the team. Now, we still don't fully know if Bedosen's going to be a sub or not. Now, obviously, on my video, I talked about Bedosen. A lot of guys said sub was supposed to be flex in, Korea. I don't know things fully just yet, but we've seen him working creative a little bit more compared to Bedosen. So, we'll just need to see how things come out with Soul Dynasty in the future. So, Bedosen, I still think is a good pickup. He has been pretty recently, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He just hasn't performed like he did in Season 1, like he did in Season 2. So, it's kind of worrying. So, hopefully, he makes it a little bit better on this new team. It is Prophet, Gesture, Bedosen, all coming to Soul Dynasty. Maybe we'll see almost the same thing. Who knows? Now, yes, that is it with all the rankings for 72 to 36. Now, if you guys didn't see a player ranked, I do want you guys to know that there is players I'm not going to be ranking because of players I have just not seen before, and if it is a player I've seen before, I just don't have a full opinion on him just yet. And all those players will actually be in this description below, just in case if you guys think I missed anyone, because I have not missed any of these signings. I went through Wikipedia, looked through all of them, I wrote them all down on my phone, put them on my notepad, and so all around I do have every signing. There will be some in the description below, but I will be ranking all the players I'm definitely aware of on these videos. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to join my Discord down below. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch, and don't forget to hit that bell, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.